So, beyond the physical body, we have what I call the energy body. And I say energy body because it's inside here, it's a layer. And I really got into this at some point, maybe, I can't remember now, but yeah, some years ago, started really looking into what is actually going on inside here. So on the physical aspect, I said, okay, we got a parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Great. This was amazing for me to learn, because someone with anxiety all their life, my heart rate would be fired up. I'd have adrenaline flying everywhere. So I heard of this thing called parasympathetic nervous system, and it apparently is about relaxing and being calm. So I said, that's what I need. How do I get one of these? And realize I've already got that within me. When we go to sleep, when we're relaxed, it's slowing down. We're getting into a state of relaxed. But what I also realized was, well, we can't just be like that all day, because you won't feel like doing anything. You need to be on as well. So this sympathetic nervous system fires you up. But I suppose what I believed at the time anyway was that mine was out of whack. Mine was just on. What I learned was there's something way beyond that. It's not that simple. That's what the scientists say. Energy body now, to me, after delving into it a bit deeper, going beyond the science and the body and the biology diagrams, there's a whole system in here. There's something which in the East, in China, they call Qi. Japan, they call it Ki. In India, it's Prana. And everyone's got their own version of this. Everyone talks about this to some extent. It's the life force. And actually, I've made this one of the most exciting things for me to spend time on, because I've been so excited learning about it. Like I said, anxious person, oh, let me learn about my energy, that will help me. How do I get it into balance? Because ultimately that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to a place of balance. But not just balance like here, we're just down here, we're low on both. We're low in every way. For me, it's been about, how do I get that to a higher level? How do I develop the ability to access higher levels of calm, parasympathetic, like I said before, and higher levels of fired up, sympathetic? And I'm simplifying this, by the way. This is not an exact connection to the scientific terms, but in basics, it relates. So there's a lot of practices now out there. I started with my breath. If you use your breath, you can generate heat in this body, or you can cool it down. That's how our bodies work. They're cooling down or they're heating up. How else does it stay at this temperature? There's an intelligence inside here. So I started manipulating it. With that path of yoga I was on, I learned that, wow, okay, yoga is actually doing this. It's not just about, oh, let's be flexible. That's the most stupidest thing to ever do with yoga. To make it about flexibility. because you're missing out on so many other benefits. And I was doing that, so I'm stupid too. I was doing that for a long time. I was like, yeah, yoga, that will help me with my bodybuilding. That will make me more flexible, and it will help my joints so I can lift more heavy weights. That's why I started it. I just started it for fun, just to try something different. But then I learned that it's about the breath that is the life force itself. If you manipulate the breath, which a lot of yogic practices are about, then you can manipulate your energy, the way you feel. And nowadays there's things called breath work. People have just, oh, this is cool, this discovery, let's turn it into a breath work thing. So people have turned this into a thing now. It's popular, right? Because why not? It's popular for a reason. It helps. So there's a lot of energy practices out there. Breath work is one. Another that I've used a lot of is kundalini yoga. Kundalini yoga has been my path for a while now. It's potent stuff, like seriously potent stuff. Because it uses a combination of sound, of movement, of breath. It's very useful, let's just say. It's an energy practice. It's generating this naturally occurring force, it's generating more of it. It's manipulating it. So it's very different to when I talk about things like Zen, which is just being with stuff. Another path I really love, by the way. I'm not this is how you do it. This is the truth. That doesn't make sense to me. Why do that when you can be skilled in everything? When you can take the bits that are useful as and when you need. I went on this path of I have to discover what is the right way to do. What is the thing that I'm going to declare that I believe in? Do I believe I'm a Zen practitioner who doesn't manipulate, who's just with everything as it is, because I know how useful that is? Or do I go down this path of manipulating the system, the yogi's lifestyle? Well, what I realized is all that stuff from Zen, it ultimately comes from the same branch, the same tree. It's a branch of the same tree. It's just one way of doing it. It's a different way of looking at it. It's a different practice, which is all going for the same goals, in a way, let's say. But I love also playing in that manipulation zone. Why not? But not to an extreme extent, because I've done that too. I've gone to an extreme extent of being completely high off my own supply. Constant. It gets too much. Because then this is where the Zen stuff is useful, because it's saying, well, why are you desperately looking for something? Why are you desperately trying to change stuff? Because now you're saying there's a problem. So you see how this comes in. All of this manipulation. How much of it is useful, how much isn't? So that question has come up for me a lot of times. And ultimately, I still think energy practices are great. I think they're great because they allow you to become better related to what's already happening. Higher awareness to what's already happening. Things like qigong as well. I used to be like, oh, this is for old people. What the hell is this? And again, it's an energy practice. It's to be with one's energy. It's being meets energy. And you could argue that the practice of Zen is also that. It's being with it. So you see, there's similar things going on. But, like I said, you can really play with your energy. You can play with it to a real fun level. You can achieve some great things. You can get into states of being that are super useful as and when you need. That's what it's useful for. Little toolbox to carry around with you. But to remember that you don't need this toolbox. It just might be great to use it sometimes. And that's where I've come to now with it. So, that's all for now around energy. And just remember, all the energy is already around us. So these practices are about tapping into them better, getting a direct line with them, almost, and channeling more into you when required, because then you can use that for stuff. So, that's all for now. And see what comes up for you when you think about energy and you, and what kind of energy practices that you might have tried or you'd like to try, as well as the usual. When I'm saying this stuff, what comes up for you?